It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Controversy and Chaos, episode 43, to my surprise.
Yeah.
I just found out we're at 43. So we are here, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, by the time you guys are hearing this, this is what? Technically a week post-election?
No, two. It'll be two. When they hear this, it'll be 2
When
weeks.
when y'all hear this, it'll be 2 weeks post-election. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm finally done with like my sad phase over it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about like the overly optimism. I don't have that, but I'm kind of just like, well, here we are. And the only thing that truly infuriates me more than the results of the actual election are that the most searched like phrase in Google is, can I like basically reverse their vote?
Wait, what?
Yes, that is the most searched term regarding the election on Google. It's basically, can you like turn over your vote? Can you switch it?
Yes, because these motherfuckers, they in regret. Now you want to go back and take your vote back from Trump.
You can't. You cannot. Funny. You cannot. That's not how that works. So that's the thing that just infuriates me, because I'm just like, y'all cannot be this stupid. Oh my God. You know, stupidity.
Oh, but they can.
Irks my soul.
But they can. They can and they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, nah, don't start listening now. Like, don't start listening now. Tried to told you. And no, you cannot take it back. You cannot.
Like, why would you even think that you could? See, this is how I know people don't take shit serious. Nobody takes anything seriously.
No, people don't take shit seriously. And I swear to God, you know, every time that some shit just be like going wrong, or like people say some really dumb shit, I be like, that No Child Left Behind. That was a downfall right there. I be trying to like not be on my little soapbox, but I really feel like all of these things surrounding education, I feel like it started back then. That the real purpose, nobody wants Americans to be educated. All of this, we're going to close the Department of Education. It's going to be huge. Like, all of this that they want to do is like, they want you to be stupid. This is not for this is not for you to be better, to not have regulations. It's not for that. It's for the rich people, for their kids to have education, those who can afford it, which private education is going to get much more expensive than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
It's for people to pay for their education, and those of you who cannot afford it to remain stupid so you can vote the way that you do, because nothing but stupidity is the results we have. And nothing but stupidity.
Yeah. And I just hope that they all get what they deserve. And I hope we're not included in the they, because we didn't ask for this. But, you know, things do have a trickle down effect. But yeah, it's just so crazy, different cultures and different people's perspectives about what is actually happening. And also like patriotism. Like, people want to be so patriotic. It's so weird. And that brings me to a thought that was triggered when you said what you said about our education system. It's going to be kind of off topic, but not really. So I was watching a recap of the show that has Nivea, Tammy, Eva, Marcel, and this girl named, she's a comedian. Her name's London something. I'm not familiar with her.
I recently seen a clip, so I'm glad TikTok did its thing, because I would have no clue what you're talking about.
Yes, it's called Eat, Pray, Slay or something like that. It's supposed to be a girls' trip for Nivea's 42nd birthday, and she invited her girlfriends. Now, her, Tammy Rivera and Eva Marcel, they all live in Atlanta, so I could see them being cool. I don't think they're like friends, but they make for good TV together. So I think they're cool, but I don't think they're friends. Now, this other girl, her name is London, whatever. She's a comedian, like I said. They invited her on the girls' trip, and the Diaspora Wars that just happened, it's just very, very crazy. And we could talk about that at another time. But I also came to the conclusion that Black British people, the colonizers did a number on them because in their mind, like the big argument that was had was that what Black Americans face and what British Americans face is not comparable, which yes, we can agree with that because, it's a different type of struggle. However, the
Slavery.
girl, yeah, but the way the girl was saying it was just like, if I wasn't trying to be in the entertainment industry, I would never live in America. Like Black Americans, like that whole Black Americans versus British Americans conversation. And I don't know, you would just have to really watch it, but it really gave
I
like,
already know the dialogue. I
yeah,
already know the dialogue.
and it's like a lot of it she wasn't wrong at. Like, okay, yes, over there in the UK or even Canada, all these different places has free education and free healthcare and all these different things, but she was saying it as if, yeah, our government treats Black people better. And it's just like, that's really what you think. Like, you really feel that way. It's so crazy to hear that perspective, because it's like, wow, the colonizers really did a number on you motherfuckers. Like, it is
Yes.
so insane at how like compliant and like just, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying. Hopefully
Yes, they
listeners, y'all
have
get what I'm
the
saying.
biggest Stockholm syndrome. They have
Yes,
Stockholm
that's
syndrome.
yes, Stockholm syndrome. And it's just like, y'all would, everybody deals with microaggressions and y'all really act like it's not even in your face. Like, even how Black men view and date Black women in the UK, they won't marry the Black girls. You see interracial relationships so much more in the UK. Here it's popular too, but it's just so interesting, especially amongst the Nigerians. It's very interesting. Let me not single out Nigerians, let me just say Africans that are in the UK. But girl, yeah, I'm like, ooh, Stockholm syndrome,
They got
baby.
it real bad. I watch a lot of stuff on TikTok, and it's a lot of like, well, this main one is this guy. He's American, but he moved to London and he's been in
Mm-hmm.
London for quite some time. So he'll always like, he'll do like street interviews basically. So he'll ask
Mm-hmm.
people like, okay, like of course the big conversation is just like why British people or really anyone in the diaspora feels like Black Americans don't have culture.
Yeah, I know
And
exactly
it'd
what I'm
be
saying.
like, and I just be like, why you dress down like us?
Like, y'all do everything like us and then try to say
Everything
you're not doing
like,
it like us.
yeah, like you're not doing it like us, like, oh, you don't have culture. And it just be like, when you hear people try to explain it and they can't explain it, it's like, make it make sense. It's just like, tell me you don't understand ethnicity, nationality. Tell me you don't understand that without telling me you don't understand it. And it
But
just
not
be
even
like,
that, the hierarchy of the coloreds, right? We had this conversation about, maybe it was off mics, but whatever, we're bringing it on
yeah,
mics now, about the Latinos, Africans, Caribbeans, anybody that's not Black American slave lineage. Think, like, not anybody, I don't want to single people out, but I'm saying
much, a lot.
a lot of the thought process is that they are better and they have more culture because they're down with their roots and we don't know where we came from and this, that, and the third. And honestly, circling back to this election,
But
I see the same thing with the Latinos. And honestly, all this has just made me feel like I don't want to be, I'm a nigga, okay? I'm Negro. I am Black American descent, okay? I don't want anybody to confuse me with a woman of color. I am a Black woman, okay?
yeah,
It's just so crazy that like everybody can get their tens except Black Americans. Like, but y'all all want to be like us. Like, I don't understand. And I'm
yes.
sure there are different things from other people's cultures that we like, whether it's the food, the music, Afrobeats slaps, reggae, dancehall slaps, all the things. But like, why is it that that disconnect just will never go away? Like, it will never go away.
It, I mean, I feel like it's all Stockholm syndrome. It really all is Stockholm syndrome. It's like, if you can make people perceive that they're better than someone else just based off of where they're from or where they look, the way that they look, you could pretty much get away with anything. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how white America keeps going.
yeah. And I don't want to sit here and make it seem like us as Black Americans, we don't have our things that we
Yeah.
perceive or whatever. Because I mean, of course, like when we were in elementary school and middle school and all this stuff, I had this conversation with you before. Like we grew up around a lot of African people that I did not know was African until we went to college, and all of a sudden, you proud to be African. Like everybody
Yeah.
was trying to be, oh yeah, I'm half Dominican, I'm Jamaican. No, you're African, you're Haitian, you're this, you're that. So I do think that like because of those relationships, whether it's because of, just like with any other Caribbean or Africans, what they see about Black Americans on TV. Like the girl on the show said she was introduced to Black culture and what Black people were like through TV, like Boys in the Hood. Like they showed her Boys in the Hood in grade school. That's what she said. Dead ass. That's literally what she said. And I'm just like,
But I feel like
okay.
they do that. It's all done on purpose because nobody's gonna say, okay, yeah, Boys in the Hood, it's a classic Black movie. Oh, that's also directed by a Black man.
Yeah. And it's
like that. It's like that shit is the stuff that gets glossed over. It's like, oh, let's just look at the content of this movie, a movie that is not real, fiction, and let's make it fact. And that's really how they're able to really just get away with it.
But I feel like
and
not even with that. Yeah,
we
but
get shit on.
I'm not gonna say it's fictional because yes,
I mean it's based. Yes, it's based off something, but that's not the overarching. Just like if you go to London, y'all niggas only eat warm ass tomatoes and beans on toast for breakfast. No, I'm sure y'all eat some other shit. But what we see on TV is that y'all niggas eat beans and toast and eat it up,
cigarettes all day,
and smoke cigarettes, and it rains all the time. Maybe it does get sunny. I don't fucking know. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, you guys don't know where you're from, or just have these like harsh stances. And then when you're corrected, then there's no apology. It's like, nah, make that apology loud as a disrespect.
Yeah.
And take that outfit off. Like that's our shit. Take it off.
And I also think that like even Caribbeans and Africans and people from the diaspora that come to America. Diaspora. You know what's crazy? In college, I took African diaspora. I don't know why I had a brain fart and couldn't say it. Diaspora. Like
that was a long time ago.
I know, but I used to do so well in that class. Like we had a map quiz every week, and you had to basically name all the different countries on the continent of Africa, and I would always get like the highest score. I was really good at that. I know hella African countries. Anyway, but I feel like even those who come to America, and half of y'all was born and raised here, okay? Or have been here since you was a wee little tot. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your heritage and being proud of your ethnicity and your culture and your this and your that. But I don't understand why Black Americans culture has to be downplayed as if we don't have culture, and we do have culture, and you benefit off that said culture. Because I hate to say it, but if it wasn't for slavery in the backs of us Black Americans, you wouldn't be able to come here as an immigrant and thrive.
That part. And that be the thing. So when I see it, I just be like, okay, you realize that doesn't make sense. You realize that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, everybody is just a boat stop away. And it's crazy because it's just like, it's like they want you to over explain yourself and over prove yourself. It's like, it's not good enough to just say I'm American because I'm Black. I'm from America.
Yeah.
My parents are from America. Their parents are from America. Yeah. Like
you're supposed to be ashamed to just be.
Yeah, like.
Let me not say niggas. Let me stop joking. Like we're supposed to be ashamed to be Black American. Black. I am not. Like,
yeah, it's just
it's not my fault. Okay. We was captivated and colonized.
But the thing be, then when you tell people or ask them like, oh, well, where were you born? And they're like, oh, I was born in England. Then guess what? You are English. Your culture that you were raised in is Nigerian. But if you look at your passport, baby, it don't say Nigeria.
Yeah.
Your nationality, it tells you what nation you are that you were born in. It says it on there. And that part just seemed to get very glossed over. It's like, no, you are English who was raised in Nigerian culture. Black people are the exact same. We were born here. So nationality wise, we are American. You're from your different state. And guess what? I am. I just happen to be Black. There we go.
Yeah.
Black and American marry each other. It's there. I just like, I know what I know.
I'll never understand the disconnect between the two. And at this point, I don't.
It's all just to keep people separated, and the people just are so, that Stockholm syndrome, that colonization got them in a fucking chokehold till this day. I had your ancestors in a chokehold, got you in a chokehold, and you just gonna keep passing it on because it's ignorant. You just choose to be dumb. And I'm just like, okay, be dumb. So everybody Googling shit for the results of these elections. Can you return it? No, you cannot fucking return it. This is, you bought it, final sale. Final fucking sale. That's it.
Not even a store credit, babe.
Nope. Final. It's like buying jewelry. Final sale. This is yours, and that's what you fucking get.
Yeah. And we ain't even getting nowhere yet. So,
baby, it's not even January.
That's what I'm saying. Like, his ass not even up in the White House.
It ain't January, and motherfuckers is scrambling. People scrambling. People trying to get their immigration paperwork in order. Like, people are really fucked up, and it's just like, you voted for that, so because you thought, oh, he's talking about the criminals. No, they're saying everyone that came here that's undocumented, who came here illegally, is a criminal. So they're talking about all of you, everybody.
And guess what? That's coming from a damn criminal. American, like, colonization, crook. Like, what are we talking about? It's just so crazy. It's like, okay, are we the only people that, like,
have some sense? Yes.
Not even sense, but like, history is the thing. I don't care how much you try to wipe that shit away. It's still there. Google is there. You think I just magically forgot everything that I was taught, like, in school? So now you're saying, oh, it was all lies. Like, what? Like, I'm confused. Okay, whatever.
They about to say the shit was all fake, like Pluto was never a planet. Clearly, you could just make shit up. And that's like, nothing will ever make me change my mind that life is not real. Like, this is a simulation. This is not real.
It must be.
Because
it must fucking be.
It's just like, every day I'm like, yeah, y'all just making shit up as you go.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Why are you deep sighing now?
Because every time I just think about it, I just be like, because I be really trying to get to the bottom of why people so stupid. And I just, for the life of me, I have not come up with a rational answer that makes sense to me. So every time any kind of topic comes up and I just hear stupid shit fall out of people's mouths, I just be like, but how did 2 + 2 is 4 and 5 + 5 is 10? What the fuck is this? Like, I just don't get it.
And you won't. I'm not even going to try. I think after this, I'm not even going to try to
rationalize it, to make it make sense. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna,
because I'm gonna hurt my own brain.
Yeah, but in other news of things that I feel like need to be investigated, and I need some real answers, because I need to know why doctors' offices are always fucking behind schedule. You could be the first appointment of the day, and that shit is so long. Like, I went to the dermatologist today, and my appointment was at 9:30. Cool, went in there. I got there at 9:28. So I was on time, filled out my paperwork. Cool. It was only 2 people in the lobby and me. So there should be no reason for us to be super late. Maybe about waiting 5-6 minutes. Finally, the nurse calls me back. Cool. Do what I had to do. Then the actual doctor comes in. So by the time the doctor comes in, she be in and out. I asked her 2 questions. And them 2 fucking
you sit with
questions,
the doctor for 90 seconds. You get with the doctor.
90 fucking seconds. I did those 2 things, and she was like, oh, well, she explained it, it to me. And then she was like, oh, well, someone else is going to come in and explain the procedure for you. And I'm like, okay. I waited for that person 45 minutes.
Huh?
45 minutes that I sat in that damn room for 45 minutes. I had already seen the doctor. So I asked the doctor, I was like, two things. I have like darkness, like dark circles under my eye, but I don't have like puffy. They're not wrinkled. So I asked, I was like, oh, I told you I wanted to get like filler. And I asked, I was like, okay, how do you feel about filler under the eyes to make the darkness go like appear lighter? And one, she was like, don't do it. She was like, because there's a risk of going blind. And so she tells me that there's like a artery or something like right underneath your eye. She was just like, if you hit it, you're gonna go blind. And I was like, oh, baby, I'm just about to get my new eyes next week. Never mind. So she was
we
telling
don't
me
need
I
that.
could. So I asked her about that, and I asked her about stretch marks. I was like, is there anything? I was like, since I'm here and you're a dermatologist, is there anything realistically that can make them go away? And she was like, honestly, she was like, there's no prescription I can write you. There's nothing you can buy over the counter. Once you have them, people
You
lie and
have
say, oh, you can make them go away. She was like, no. She was like, especially, she said, especially if they're light. She was like, if they're light, it's really nothing that we can do. I thought it was the opposite. Like if it was super, super dark, then you kind of just are there. But she was like, the lighter that they are, really the more like permanent. So she told me about this procedure. You could get soft wave. So that's what the lady was supposed to be talking to me about. So basically with soft wave is, and you can get it under your eye, it's like kind of like a laser a little bit. It goes, I forgot like which layer of skin it goes, like the, well, I guess waves or some kind of electrolysis basically that it goes down to basically stimulate, like trigger your skin to start healing itself. That's basically what it does. So
like
it's
a shock,
kind of like a shock therapy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it basically triggers your body to start rehealing in itself. And she was like, basically for like stretch marks or anything, it just will tighten the skin. She was like, usually the more that you tighten the skin, the less visible stretch marks are. And she was like, under the eye, it does the exact same thing. She's like, it just tightens it so the less darkness that you actually will see. But because she was just like, really, my skin is just super thin, which the skin under your eye is the thinnest skin on your whole body. But she was like, I'm clearly white as hell. And and she's like, and the skin is super thin. So she's like, you're gonna be able to see darkness underneath. And I was just like, oh. So she told me about the soft wave. And I was like, okay. I did not think that asking that the two questions, which all resulted in the same answer, was gonna cost me an extra 45 minutes of my time. I was so pissed off. I was like
at
my
that
appointment was at 9:30. Why am I leaving here at 10:45?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
For that, only for the lady to basically come in and give me a fucking pamphlet. I'm like, so did you just forget you were supposed to come back here?
I don't know. There
I
has to be some type of method. Because at first, when you first started the conversation, I said, maybe at these doctor's appointments, they are running your paperwork or running your insurance to make sure nothing has changed and the insurance doesn't
No,
want
they
you
do
back
that.
or this or
They
that.
do that before they even call you back. They make sure you have your insurance information and take your, if you owe money, they run that insurance immediately. And they can tell you exactly usually how much you owe, and they'll tell you, okay, your appointment's going to cost this much. And even before, usually if you owe a copay, this particular doctor that I go to, their office will call you beforehand and tell you, oh, your copay is going to be X amount of dollars. So you already know, you already aware before we get in here. So I'm just like,
yeah, no, I don't have an explanation for you then.
What are we doing? And I just need to know. And it's like every doctor that you see, every single one. I honestly would rather sit in the waiting room than you call me back, check my weight, check my blood pressure, do all of this, and then I'm sitting in this damn room half naked, waiting.
Cold as shit.
Cold, just waiting for, and then somebody to come in like,
no, for real.
Bitch, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like, y'all don't care about nobody's time. People gotta go to fucking work. Nothing.
It's worse, and it's worse when you go to your kids' doctor's appointments. Like,
yes, I'd be like, oh, can we, please, can we speed this up? Like, why are y'all so behind schedule? Why are y'all overbooked? Because it's not making sense. If the doctor is only in here for 30 to 90 seconds, y'all should be turning patients out very quickly because
Yeah. Like, what are y'all back there doing?
what y'all do exactly? What y'all doing? So that
I don't
shit
know.
just
I feel
pissed
like,
me off. I was mad as hell. I was like, I don't even want this fucking procedure no more. I'm just mad I had to sit here.
and you know
But I do
what?
think I'm
I
gonna get it
feel
though.
like, I don't know if it's because we're older now, but like you just notice certain things. And I'm just like, a lot of medical professions have like professionals have like no bedside manner. Like, to be someone who's working in healthcare, you think that they should be like nurturing, maybe, or understanding, or it's like they really just don't be giving a fuck. And I understand, like,
Yeah,
maybe
no.
y'all are overworked. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, both of us is in here miserable. You hate your job, and I hate coming to this hell. So where are we gonna meet in the middle ground at? Because I don't want to come in here and leave here with an attitude every time I have to come here and then have to pay more than what I was supposed to be paying.
Yes.
Like, how do we get here?
And bitch, I'm petty. If y'all send me that goddamn survey, I'm surely gonna fill it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you that you fucking
Like,
suck. I'm that person. I'm filling out a survey and then I've had like offices call and I'm like, y'all are fucking horrible. Why would I say
like,
something good? The fuck? No, no.
how about
So
you act like
yes.
you care and then I'll give you a good review
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna get
stop
a
playing with
review
my
today.
time and my money.
I'm gonna get a review today and I'm like, bitch, if you catch me while I'm sitting on the couch and I have a couple minutes to spare, I'm gonna be typing that email up so fast. Like, yes, I had to fucking wait for 45 minutes for somebody to come in and just give me a goddamn pamphlet that I could have read my damn self. You could have gave me that on my way out in the lobby. Here's the pamphlet.
Literally,
Thank you.
literally.
Because they told when I asked them the information, I'm like, okay, so big information, how much does shit cost? Then they were just like, oh, for the area of your body that you would want it, we would have to like work pricing up. And I'm just like, so you don't even have a price?
Oh my God. So not only are
Oh,
you taking forever to give me the information, you giving me
you're not even
half-ass
here
information?
half-ass information. And I was like, yeah, you bitches count your fucking days. Count your fucking days. I was like,
Like,
I just want to get the fuck out of
what
this
the hell?
office. Thank God I don't have to go back to the dermatologist for a year. Well, when I schedule this procedure, I suppose that I don't have to go back. But bitch, don't keep me waiting. Don't keep me fucking waiting or have a logical reason as to why I'm waiting. If y'all just got mad patients, cool. But
Just
not
say that.
really. I don't understand that either. Cause what y'all doing?
Mm, 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 mm,
But
mm.
yeah, so that shit really be grinding my fucking gears. And I do. That's things that need answers. I really want to get to the bottom of that. I need to ask some medical professionals why y'all always late.
I don't think we'll ever get the actual answer.
I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow. I'm gonna ask his ass because he stay fucking late. I'm gonna ask him
Oh my
because every
gosh.
time I go, he be like, "Oh, how you doing, Miss Johnson?" I'm like, "I was fine till you be in here trying to be in my pockets. Like, get out. Like, this shit costs too much."
Literally. Way too much. And I fear it's only going to get worse. The way we're headed. Shit.
But your
I don't
shit
know
not
what
gonna
that.
get worse. It ain't gonna be available. Motherfuckers
No.
about to run around here with George Washington teeth, looking crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh, speaking of, did you see that video that's supposedly supposed to be Quavo without his grills on? Which I don't know if I
No.
believe that because I feel like I've seen his teeth. Girl, them teeth was fucking rotten.
Send it to me now.
I
Let me
now
see
I
this.
gotta find it. I hope that I liked it, but I'm sure I seen it on TikTok, and I gotta scroll a ways back. But I was like, oh,
Let's see.
disgust.
Quavo.
Google it. Quavo teeth, no grills.
I'm TikToking it. Oh, here it is.
See, TikTok is the best.
Yeah, I don't think this is real.
I'm like, this can't be real. Ain't no
No.
way, bro.
The
Ain't no fucking way.
no. This is not
It
real.
can't be real. I'm like, this
Even
got to be
his
some
face
AI
and
shit
his
because
skin
ain't no
looks weird.
way.
Yeah, no, because here's his teeth right here. Wait, hold on. Let me send you this. Yeah, no. Unless his teeth got damaged at some point in the process, Because how old is this? No, that's fake. They going to hell. Why would you do that to that man? Why would they do that to that man?
I saw that and I was just like, jump fucking scare. Like that shit looks so nasty.
Yeah, but I will say some people's teeth under their veneers and grills and all that stuff, because they got permanents, and like think about like the golds back in the day when they used to get those permanent golds. You take that shit off, they lips be, I mean not they lips, they teeth be looking like that for real. And when it be shaved down, like if you got big teeth and you get veneers and they shave them shits down, they look like little chiclets.
Yeah, they're supposed to do that for all teeth though. Like all veneers. That's what I could have sworn. Like they
Yeah, but like
unless
you
people
have
have
to shave it
crowns, I
down
guess.
that much. Like you have to shave your tooth down that much to look like little shark teeth. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like you could never come back from that.
Yeah, no, yeah, baby.
Like that's
That's
literally
it.
it.
Them your teeth
Like
now. You
like
always have
what
to
the
have
hell?
veneers. Yeah, you always gotta have veneers. You gotta have something. You gotta get crowns. You gotta once you say
Something
shave your tooth, that's it. It doesn't come back.
at all.
It doesn't.
So yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, but that shit scared the hell out of me. I was like, ain't no fucking way.
Yeah, that gotta be AI. I don't believe that one. Okay.
It gotta be AI, and I'd be like, "Who? Thank the Lord, I go see the dentist."
And that too, like why are y'all just putting rotten ass teeth? Well, those are the people that be going to those fake ass
Veneer
dentists and
techs.
yes, the veneer techs. Like, why are you putting composites over fucking stale ass teeth? Like your teeth, like literally are about to fall out, and you're just putting something on top of it. That's like putting on deodorant and perfume without washing your ass for days. Like you are funky.
They're gonna put lipstick on a pig, child.
Even Miss
Any fucking
Piggy,
day.
never mind. Oh God. Hmm.
Okay, so actual real news, not news. Discussion topic, maybe. I don't know. How do you
Main
feel
topic,
about
I
prenup?
guess.
Main topic. How do you feel about prenups and postnups?
Um, I think it depends. I
And
think it depends. Like,
okay,
okay, give
so
me.
so I saw I guess it was like a discussion, and I hate when I can only see like I don't got time for people only want to be posting 2 minute clips as part one. I can't watch all 47 parts.
Oh my God, I will.
I'm like, baby, just give me the whole. Where can I watch the whole thing in unison? Because most times it don't be engaging enough for me to like, ooh, I got to,
I love the
once my
creators that put it on a playlist.
yes, but once my brain has tapped out, baby, I have moved on. I've walked away,
Mm,
and now I don't care. But yeah, so I saw this, I guess, video of a conversation or whatever, of people. Well, it was women mainly, but asking basically who makes the final decision in your relationship.
mm,
And I also introduced, they didn't talk about it, but I introduced prenups and postnups into the conversation because outside of, there's been plenty of conversations that are typically like this. You have the 50-50 conversation, you have the stay at home conversation. And I'm just like, okay, all of these things like relationships, marriages, why don't y'all have no agreements? Because like here's the way like I look at it. I feel like stay-at-home mothers should have an agreement in place of
mm.
financially how you are provided for, how you are taken care of. Because if you make a decision of a husband and a wife or whatever, y'all make a decision that okay, one person is not going to work, that means one person is solely dependent on another person for everything.
All
And
right.
then if said relationship goes south, let's say you've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 10 years, where can you realistically just go back and enter the workforce and be able to provide for your household? You cannot.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why I'm saying in certain situations, yeah, y'all need to have an agreement. If I'm agreeing to basically stop my life, like career-wise, okay, I'm stopping here. I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. Then what?
See,
So I
I
think
think
like
this is very
more so like
situational because think about the women who you're saying it from a perspective. of a woman that has a career or has been working and all these different things, right? And
But even
that
if you
was
don't have a career, if you worked a regular job, if you worked a regular job, or even if whatever, if y'all make an agreement, you have to realize all the things that, okay, if y'all get separated, you literally have nothing. You don't have health insurance. You don't have anything of your own.
right. But you're coming from the perspective from a woman who was doing these things and then had a conversation with her spouse to be like, okay, I'm going to step back from whatever it is that I'm doing to take care of home. But there's another caveat to that of women who just plainly don't want to do anything and want a nigga to take care of them, which if that's if what you want to do, okay, fine. But also it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it really depends on the situation based off how I feel about it. Because if I'm thinking about, like, let's say baby mama culture in the music industry or entertainment industry, I don't agree with that shit. Like, I don't think that you should just have kids and do wifely things or act like you're with somebody or get married to somebody just so that you can be a kept woman. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it because I be need shit to do, but I feel like it's more. I'm not thinking about like entertainers and shit, because I be feeling like when they be getting separated and divorces, I'm like, them numbers to me, I'm like, God damn, how much could you possibly need? But
Right.
I also do see that regardless of if you have money or not, I feel like that's something easily that is like, I'm not talking about like baby mamas and shit like that. I'm talking about people that are in actual
Mm-hmm.
relationships, like y'all actually in relationship, like partnerships, whether y'all decided to actually get married or legally married or not, y'all are an actual partner. Y'all make decisions. Maybe we'll find out in the
Right.
more of this conversation as a unit. If the decision is made, whether collectively, that okay, one person is going to work, one person is going to stay home, I do feel like it's one of those things where the person who stays home should have something, because I know
Yeah.
from firsthand that situation, woman is married, has kids, she was working prior, they decide, okay, stay at home mom. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
stay at home mom. Husband decides to just leave. No warning,
Yeah.
nothing. Out of here. Everything that you rely on every day, where you and your kids live, you now don't
Mm-hmm.
have that. If your husband decides to leave you, if he want to kick you off his insurance, now you don't have insurance. Now you don't have any means of income. And it's like I'm saying, it's not that easy to just go back and be like, oh, you're just going to pick up a job. Because first thing jobs, if you
Right.
have 6 months of a lapse in jobs, they're like, well, what was you doing for 6 months? If
Mm-hmm.
you get,
Yeah.
if you even get an interview to explain, although it's not something that's crazy, people need to take extended periods of time off. But it's not really
Mm-hmm.
the reality of when you're trying to re-enter a workforce or to generate income from yourself. That takes time. I'm not saying it has to be like this is a lifelong alimony situation, because I do know that there are people like, okay, they got divorced, they get alimony, and they will never remarry just so they can permanently receive this check.
Right.
No, I'm not
It's
talking
so.
about that. I'm just mean like, okay, if I say, okay, I want at least a year's worth of,
Mm-hmm.
leave me on your insurance for a year. Give me 1 year to
To get
get this
myself
together.
together.
Because if
Yeah.
y'all have sacrificed, if one person has sacrificed, this was a choice we made as a unit,
Mm-hmm.
then okay, if things go south, we could still get a divorce, we could still separate. But I think it's kind of crazy to be like, yeah, bitch, go get a job right now and figure it out.
Yeah.
When it's
And
like,
you know what?
how?
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, thinking about me. So obviously, well, not obviously, but I think we've talked about this on the podcast, how I had resigned from my job and I was just taking time to just figure out what I want to do with my life and work on my businesses and podcasts and this and that and just have time, right? So if my husband came to me and was like, yeah, things have been going really good since you stopped working. How do you feel about just not working? I personally wouldn't feel comfortable just because, which sounds bad, but it's my own ego and I can admit that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, just being home and taking care of home and making sure all that stuff is straight, it's actually a lot of work. Like, I'm literally busier now than I've ever been in my entire life, and I don't understand why. Because like I have all this time, and I think it's because mentally I'm doing all the things that I want to do in the day within the time period of my child being in daycare. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, from 8:45 to 5 o'clock, this is my time to do everything that I need to do for the day. Because after she gets home or when my husband gets home, I don't want to be um doing things that I feel like I could have done during the day. Now, sometimes I do certain things that I'm like, okay, I could have done this earlier, but I wasn't in the mood to do it. Like, let's say if I need to edit a video or something, I might sit on the couch with my phone, but I don't want it to be I don't want it to be an interruption to what our household has going on, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
if he came to me and said, yeah, things have been going really good since you stopped working. How do you feel about like just not working? We would have to have a conversation and I guess a contract, but that would have to come with stipulations because although he is not the type of person to be clocking me and everything that I'm doing and money that I'm spending because I'm not really a spender, I think I would just feel more comfortable knowing like, okay, not like, oh, I'm getting a stipend or allowance, but it's like, okay, this is what you are allotted to use at your leisure as far as finances and different things like that. And in my marriage, we've already been sharing finances, so that hasn't been an issue. But I think like as time goes on and more kids are introduced and buying homes, like different expenses happen, you kind of do want to have that conversation like, okay, well, where are we with this and how does that affect me as literally a dependent?
Truly. Because
So
that's what you are.
that
You are
I
independent.
yeah, yeah. So that I do agree with. I just think that it just sounds so crazy, but like when you get down to the
It's
crux of it, that's just what it
it's
is.
it's it is the same thing. Yeah. That's why it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, same thing. Like I feel like I've gotten over the point of feeling like I guess like insecure about letting my husband just do it.
Hmm.
I would like to think in my mind. I don't know. In my mind, I feel like, oh, I've gotten over that hump. So if I could quit my job today and stay at home, I would quit my job today and stay at home with a caveat. Like, I'm not just going to stay at home and completely have no income, nothing, and be totally dependent on you
Right. Right.
without security.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
to like, oh, let me go find like a little part-time job. I don't need that. If cool, you could if you want to take care of the bills and I take care of the house, okay, cool, that's fine. But I want that postnup. Like, okay, this is what we're going to agree to because I
But
feel
I
like
think
it's one of those things. Like I've seen it way too many times to be like, oh, that doesn't happen. People be the
yeah.
happiest, and then when they want to leave, now you ass out, and you're
Right.
literally struggling. Whatever the time period is that y'all agree to and whatnot, then cool. But I don't feel like it's anything wrong with it. And I don't think it's just reserved for people with money to
Yeah.
have. Because I think when people think of like, oh, prenups and postnups, that you basically like, they reserve it only for people who have money. And I'm just like, no, people come into situations with all kinds of things. People come in with
Hmm.
large amounts of debt. People come in depending on when y'all started dating or however, one person may own a house, one person may not. Okay, so y'all are coming in with other things that you're bringing. I don't think there's anything wrong with like ironing it out if need be. Like if you feel like it needs to be written down, write that shit down.
Yeah.
And be
But
like,
I
okay,
think
this is this the agreement. And
that
both
comes
parties
with
having
yeah, but
like
that comes with a level of like being realistic and being like comfortable. Like I think it also depends on the relationship that you have with your partner cuz I would say honestly for me, I mean, granted, you shouldn't be with someone who you can't trust to have things taken care of, but as we know, things can change at any given point. A nigga could turn around and all of a sudden have a gambling addiction. And now you can't trust that he's doing what he's supposed to do. But I feel like it's not an easy thing to really entrust in another human to make sure that you, your household, your kids are taken care of. And not even that, I'll take it a step further. For me, it's more so like, yes, I know that you're capable of doing this because you have been doing it like literally since we were teenagers. I've never wanted for anything. Like, I can say that. But I also feel like there's a level of pressure for the man that I sometimes don't think it's fair. Like, I feel like it's just a lot of pressure. And I don't want him to ever feel like, oh, I'm doing this, that, and the third. And if I don't do this, our whole household is going to be fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
sometimes is the reality of the case when you are the breadwinner. But I don't think you should walk around feeling like that on the day-to-day basis. Like, every decision you make is going to solely impact like the your livelihood of everyone in your household. I think that's just a lot of pressure, especially in today's economy. Like, that's a lot.
Yes. Okay, speaking of decisions, when it comes down to decision making within your house, who makes the decision? Do you feel like it's a joint decision that, okay, let's even just use this situation. You're not working. Do you feel like you have a right to have a say in whatever decision, especially if the decision is a financial?
I will say, well, yeah, I think as a partnership, everyone should have a say so. And you should be able to say, oh, I feel like this. If your husband or spouse has an opposing view, I think that's normal. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's how they carry it. Like, if you carry me like, oh, well, I make the money and I said this, that, and the third, I'm going to have an issue with that because why are you being nasty? That's just mean and rude. Like, why are you doing that? But
So
if it's
nasty,
off some
so
like,
rude.
so nasty, so rude. But if it's like, hey, listen, I've been tracking the finances coming in and out. I don't think you should do that. Let's not do that. Okay, cool. Like, that's fine. But I think for me overall, I like to say that, like, I feel like I'm a leader and I'm a thinker and I wear so many hats in so many different areas of my life. When it comes to my home, I don't want to be a thinker. I want you to lead. Like, I want you to do whatever it is that you think is right for us. And if I have an opposing view or if I am questioning it, then of course I'll bring it up like, hey, why is this or why is that? But at the end of the day, I trust the person that I'm with. So if this is what you said is what we should be doing, all right, big dog, you got it. Like, I think it also just depends on the topic. Like, for example, with finances, Matt knows way more about finances than I do. Finances, credit, this, that, and the third. So it's like he intently pays attention to those things. So if he says something, I'm just gonna be like, okay, like, I get what you're saying. Let's just go with that. That's fine. But if it's something or an area in which I'm more of a leader in or I'm more knowledgeable of, and I don't agree, and I'm like, no, this is a hard no, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, this is actually why I think this, and this is why I think we shouldn't do that. But I think overall, everybody should be able to voice their opinions or concerns or thought process. And then also, it's like, I don't know. I believe that a man should lead. And I think that we should relinquish power for men to lead. And I think that would also allow for us to live the lives that we want.
Yeah, but do you think that leading? Because I think a lot of people look at like, oh, like you should let a man lead. You should let a man lead. That letting them lead means that you don't have an opinion. And for
No, I
me,
think
like,
you should
well,
have an opinion, but you should also entrust that your partner, the person you chose to be with, is going to lead you in the right direction. So if it's something that I feel like, oh no, this is a terrible mistake. Okay, fine. I'm not just going to let him make, that type of decision. But I also think that sometimes you don't have to be in control. Like, even if it's something you don't agree with, it's just like, okay, well, I don't really agree with this, but I don't think it's to our detriment. So I'm gonna let you do it.
Yeah, that'd be the part right there. Just like, I don't agree.
But
So
I
I
think,
think my issue is
like, give me an example. Okay, go ahead.
so I be thinking like my issue, like certain things, like, yes, I'm like, okay, cool. That's what you want to do. Okay, fine. I don't even want to think about what the answer should be if there's an alternative. I'm like, okay, this is what you decided. Cool. As I feel like as long as I understand the reasoning behind the decision and it makes
Right.
sense, then I'm like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I am not that kind of person. You be like, oh, we're going left. Don't ask no questions.
Well, no, I don't think any type of marriage should be like that. That
No.
doesn't make sense. Like, why would you even want to be
Like,
with somebody who treats you like that?
yeah, like, no, I can't, I can't do that. No, ma'am. I'm gonna need some like support. And I feel like for me, the opposite way, like if I have an opinion about something, I feel like we should follow this strategy, whatever it is, whether it's financial, whatever it falls into, if it's financial, if it comes to like child rearing, however y'all get shit done and y'all make decisions. I need to understand. For me to buy into something, I need to understand. It's not enough for you to just say it. Yeah, I trust you,
Well,
but
yeah,
I
but
like
that's anything.
what's the reasoning? What's the logic? I I need to understand, and I feel like in like today, especially all of the conversation around like being submissive and doing this, that submission has just become you don't ask no questions. If a man says something, you supposed to just
Yeah.
be like, okay, sure, yes.
Yeah, but a part of
No.
that people forget, especially when they bring up the Bible, it says husbands should submit to their wives and wives to their husbands. Like, that's not, I think people get so hung up on the control aspect of a relationship that it just becomes like, oh, I'm a man, this is what I said, or women viewing it as bowing down to their husband. I just honestly
Yeah.
think that certain things just are not certain things just are not worth the argument. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's about picking and choosing your battles. Like, that's really what I think. And I don't think that I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, if Matt comes to me and he's like, yeah, I think we're ready to buy a house. We should buy a house. And I'm like, I don't know if we should buy a house because, like, we don't need to rush it. We should wait, blah, blah, blah. I know that on the day-to-day basis, I don't eat, sleep, breathe looking at houses and looking at the economy and this, that, and the third. Him, he does. So if he comes
Yeah.
to me, he's like, hey, this is what I think. This is my thought process. I know you're a little nervous about it, but trust me, I'm going to trust you, because that's how it's been our whole relationship, and vice versa. If I say, hey, Matt, this is how I think you should handle this situation. Like, you probably don't want to do this, but this is what I think you should do. Okay, cool. And then we go about it that way. I think it's a collaborative effort, but I think also if you're going to be in a marriage or be in that type of union with somebody, you have to be able to relinquish said quote unquote power and control in order to really get anywhere, because I feel like a lot of couples will spend a lot of time with the pulling and tugging and going back and forth just because one person wants to be right. Like, at the end of the day, it should be about the betterment and progression of your home and how your day to day is flowing, opposed to I said this and this is what I think, and you're going to hear what I have to say. Like, yeah, we should all hear what our spouse has to say, but sometimes it's not really, I don't know. I think people just get so hung up on the submission word and feeling like, especially with women, feeling like, oh no, like, I am still a woman and this, that, and the third, and I can say this and I can do that. Like, yeah, but where is that going to get you in the long run? If it's really not that deep, why are we even doing all that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that example was good. Like, I mean, I've been to that when we sold our first house to move into this house.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of made that, not necessarily like made that decision, but I brought the conversation. I was like, look,
Right.
interest
It
rates
was your
are this.
call, I guess.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like I brought the information. But I feel like anytime I bring the information forward, anybody who knows me knows that I got the facts. Like, I'm coming with the facts. Here's the information. Not just, hey, let's sell our house. Not even like, let's sell it. Like, we're selling our house. That kind of just like cut and dry, that shit don't work for me. Cause I'm like,
Well, that
why are
shouldn't
we
work for
doing this?
anybody.
But I know, but when you hear, I know that because
Mhm.
logically, like, why am I just blindly doing whatever somebody
Yeah.
else tells me to? I just need to understand what it is that we're doing. For me, as long as I understand what the overall goal is that we're trying to accomplish and why we're doing something, then cool. I'm in agreement. Certain things like, okay, well, can we change this? Can we do this? I may not 100% agree with the plan, but the 98% I do agree with, okay, let's go. The other 2%, can we possibly compromise on this? Here's what I'm proposing. Now let's find a decision in the middle. I don't think that, well, at least specifically for me, I cannot deal with any kind of relationship that is just like one way or not. And this is me being the pot calling the kettle black. I will admit it. For all of those who be like, women don't take accountability, watch me. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. I will say, like, in the past, I have been very, very much a control freak. Like, no, this is the way we need to do it. I mean, and you said that I'm very much a know-it-all. And especially once I know that I know what I'm saying with 100% certainty, there are facts that back up exactly what I just said. You can't change my mind. And in those times, it causes a lot of headbutting because it's just like, I'm like, nope, dead set here. You dead set here. There is no middle. And I have been guilty of that. Like, it is Teray's way or the highway. And that leads to, I feel like that leads to resentment.
Absolutely.
So
I was
now,
going to say that's dangerous.
So now I feel like, yes, it's extremely dangerous. Now I try to have like a different approach and just be like, okay, don't be upset. Why? If it's a situation that calls for asking a why, some things is just be like, nope, I don't feel like it today. There's nothing for me to combat. Really, is it a detrimental decision if I don't necessarily agree or don't want to do it? No, it's not. Okay, then let's just keep it fucking moving. This what you said? Right. Cool. I trust you. Okay, that's what you want to do. Then that's what you fucking want to do. And we can move forward. As long as it's not like a major thing.
Right.
I
And
think
that's
I've
pretty
finally
much
gotten
what
to
I
the
said.
point where I cannot ask a lot of questions and I'm just like, okay, cool. But what I'm not here to just stroke your fucking ego. Nah,
right. And I think
I'm not here for that shit.
that should be any type of partnership or union. Like, even like, okay, we can use us as an example. We've done business together for a bajillion
multiple
years.
times.
Like multiple times. Like, even with podcasts, right? So like, okay, I know that my strong suit is content and having creative ideas. You are very creative as well, but that's just something like I eat, sleep, and breathe those things. Like, I'm sleep at night, I wake up, ooh, have this idea. Cool, right? If I came to you and I said, hey Trey, I think we should do X, Y, and Z, I feel like even if it's something you don't really want to do, you will trust my vision enough to be like, yeah, it's like, bitch, I don't want to do this shit, but she probably, she probably owns to something. Just like business wise and financially, if you're like, yeah, I think we should do X, Y, and Z, I'm like, damn, I don't really want to do that, but I trust her, right? Like, she hasn't steered me in the wrong direction yet. So let's just go with what she said. Of course, I might have questions, or I might be like, well, why you think that? Or like, what if this? Or what if that? And that's just all conversation based. But at the end of the day, even if I don't feel certain in it, even within my marriage, even if I don't feel like, damn, I really don't want to do this, if I feel like, nah, I see your vision, I don't agree with it all the way, I don't really want to do this, but let's go ahead and do it. Like, I think we've been in that situation so many times, like even with like Matt saying, yo, I don't want to go to pharmacy school anymore. And I'm just like, you just sat here and got a chemistry degree. What are you talking about? You don't want to go to pharmacy school?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? What? Because it's like you have this idea in your mind of what your life is going to look like. So, or what the path that you're on, especially like for somebody like me in my relationship. Even before we were officially dating, we used to sit in the car late at night and be like, 5 years from now, we're going to be doing this. 10 years from now, we're going to be here. 15 years, like that's literally how we've always operated. So veering off, he already knows that, like, in my mind, I have like this viewpoint of like where we should be in like the vision I have for our family and our unit. So veering off from what we previously discussed, he's gonna come and be like, hey, listen, what you think about X, Y, Z? Because I think this. And I know him saying that is really him saying this is the decision that we need to make. You can say what you need to say, but this is what I think would be best for us. He never approaches it in a, this is what we're about to do. I really don't care what you have to say about it. And I think it's all in the approach.
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's just all in the approach. And like, I feel like your partner should know you enough that like, if you come at me crazy off some like, this is what I said we're doing, I'm gonna be mad. Cause like, nigga, who daddy is you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you getting buck with me? Like, you ain't had to do me like that. You know what I'm saying? I think, and even that is ego, because at the end of the day, it's the same outcome, it's the same thing, but no one wants to feel like they have no control over their life. And it's easy to feel that way if you're not the person making all of the quote unquote big decisions. But I think, like I said, in any partnership or relationship, your spouse should be a sounding board to know you enough to be like, okay, she's not going to like this, but this is where she wants to be, and this is what she needs to do to get there. It's just kind of like pushing each other. But I don't think anybody should just wake up and be a fucking tyrant and not allow their wife or their husband to have an opinion on their lives. Like, nigga, I gotta live this life. What you mean I can't speak my piece? Like, what?
Yeah. I feel like I said, in the past, I have definitely been ego on Kanye. Like, especially when I know you can't tell me some shit that, no, I don't care. I don't even want to fucking hear it. So it just is like
Not
that.
to cut
It
you
was
off,
causing.
I even hate, hold your thought. But I even hate to say that. Like, I'm the type of person that I'm only gonna go back and forth with you so many
This is me
times.
holding it.
If you, yes, hold it. If you really feel like this is what you want to do, even if I think it's going to crash and burn, go with the fuck head and do it, because I'm not about to sit here and convince you of why you shouldn't make the decision you're about to make. Go ahead and do it, big dog. And guess what? When the deed is done and it crashes and burns, I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm just going to be like, what you want to do now? And you going to feel that shit. Proceed.
So what was I saying?
Oh my God. I said hold the thought. You sitting there holding it. You holding air. What the fuck? You supposed to hold the thought. Like, sitting there holding nothing. Don't piss me off. Remember right now.
No, but I think like part of the issue that I was having is one, because I think people naturally model their relationships after things that they've seen, whether it be positive things or negative things. So sometimes when you see systems that seemingly work, you try to adopt that into your own situation without realizing that it only works in that situation with those two people. Right. It doesn't translate into you and your partner because y'all aren't the same people. Everybody has different needs. So I think that a lot of my downfall was trying to do that, just like copy and paste without realizing
it's
that
not a one size fits all.
It's not one size fits all. And it's like, okay, I may be good in these areas, so I can take the lead on that. But it wasn't involving my now husband into the equation. I was never thinking about, okay, well, he can actually do this. What does he think about this? We do the same fucking job. Literally. We have the same fucking career. So we both understand. I don't want it to just make it like all a financial thing, because even as you get older, as far as like when we move states, it's like moving states, having kids, buying property. It's like all of those things are happening, and this is not a one size fits all situation. I cannot just mirror it after somebody else. I have to kind of tailor it, like really reduce the ego, which it took me a fucking long time to really grasp this concept of just being like, okay, get the fuck out of your own way. Because why is it that every time you have a thought about something, now, bitch, it's an argument. You the problem. I was the problem. And I had to figure it out and just be like, okay, no. Yes, you can come in with the support for what you're saying, but also listen to what the other person is saying. Now, if you don't agree, knowing why don't you agree? Is it that I don't agree simply because it wasn't my idea? Or I don't agree on actual concrete things. And some of it, looking back, it was just I didn't agree because it wasn't my idea. Like I was the person that wanted to be so in control of everything. And it was like, but you could just be by yourself if you want to be in control of everything. Because Colin's not a lap dog. So we were having that tug of war of like, he is just like, I'm not letting your ass walk all over me. And I'm trying to be like, move, nigga. I'm trying to walk. You in my way. And it's like, no, I'm not moving. You can't fucking move me. Let him tell it. I'm 230. But he not 230 right now. I think that's a lie. But he like, bitch, I'm not moving.
That nigga lie.
He about solid like 225. Or at the 225 are like the most. Sometimes I'd be like, this looking like a 215 kind of day.
I was gonna say, just give it 215 to me. But
that's his
I
range.
will say,
that's that range.
That nigga got taller, but I also feel like Matt got taller too. Am I getting
They growing. These men are growing.
Right? They're growing, right? Okay, cool.
No, they're fucking growing. Total sidebar. We went out with another couple, and the other couple we were with are really tall. I was the shortest person. I was like moving backward because I'm like, wait a minute, y'all motherfuckers is a little too tall. When you get this big, like, please stop standing next to me because now I feel like you towering over me, and I don't like that. Like
the
I don't like that. Back to work out.
I don't know what the 30s is doing to them, but it's like, and they're both like, it's like you getting taller and more like. I don't like that. Put your chest down, nigga. What you doing?
Yes, Colin was doing something with Hartford. They went to the gym and he like made a muscle. I kid you not. It looked like this nigga put a potato up under his skin. Like, why is your muscle so big?
Like, wait, hold on. I see you every day. When did this happen? Like, wait, hold on.
Like, literally, I'm like, God damn. Why is this?
Like, hold on. Like, what is going on?
I was just like, in my adulthood, I now feel a lot more just like more comfortable and at ease. And outside of it, just me being in control, I realized that I didn't trust him 100%. And that's why I was having such a hard time just being like, okay.
Letting go.
You let it go. Like I would have never been the person that'd be like, yeah, I'll be a stay-at-home mom. Actually, I will never be I will be a stay-at-home mom who stay home by herself. The kids got to go.
Absolutely.
Get out. Yeah. Go to school, go somewhere, but not here. But it's like I never thought at any point in my life, like, I'm gonna never be a fucking stay at home. Me?
I will stay home for like the first year. I love being home with Celine. But this toddler stage, you got to get the fuck. Like, I'm sorry. I can't be around you all day. Because on the Saturday and Sunday, I'm crying. She's crying to go to Kiki house, and I'm crying for her to go Kiki house too. I cannot. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's just like I had to learn to just like really figure out, okay, why don't you trust him? And I was just like, okay, is it a you thing? Is it a past experience thing? What is it? Because this is not. Yeah, it's just like I'm fearful, and it's just like I don't want to be in a situation where I guess watching other people's experiences, I don't want that to ever be me, where now I'm separate from my partner and I'm like I don't have anything. And so it was very hard for me to just like be like, you don't have to make it apply to you. It doesn't apply to you. That's not you. That's them. That's not you. Can the same things happen? Yes. The same things can happen to multiple people.
Yeah.
But I had to realize you can't operate like this. This is not going to last long term. And I was just like, the kind of person Colin is, he loved me, but he'll get the fuck up out of here and be like, bitch, you're nuts. And you got to figure some shit out, but not with me. So get it together. And I'm like, okay.
I think that's my main thing too. I feel like even honestly, up until we got engaged, that time period from being engaged to being married, that's when I kind of like just relinquished. I don't want to say relinquish my power, but I allowed myself to entrust in the partner that I chose, because I chose to be here. He asked me to marry him, but I chose to say yes. So if that's the case, if this is who you're going to spend the rest of your life with, why sit here and always constantly be waiting for the other shoe to drop? Why constantly be always waiting for him to fuck up or something bad to happen? Just live your life. That's why I tell you all the time, I like to live my life in delusion, like healthy delusion. You know what I mean? Like, why sit here and just think about all these? Because that was me. I would always be like, yeah, we happy. I'm living my life. But this nigga is too good to be true. I'm waiting for you to do some shit that piss me the fuck off, for real, for real. Like, why live your day-to-day life like that? And the minute I stopped doing that, I was just happier in general, honestly, because you're making yourself miserable and treating someone. And it's like, even if you're not outwardly treating that person that way, in your mind, you have this guard up. Well, I had this guard up based off of relationships that you've seen growing up, relationships that you've had with other men, relationships that are just surrounding you. Like, oh yeah, like whatever. And this person has not done anything to deserve your thought process to be like that. So that's why for me, it's just kind of like, he has done nothing but constantly prove himself. Not saying he had something to prove, but he's constantly has proven himself as to like, this is what I said that I'm going to do, and this is what I've been doing. So trust me. And I was just like, shit, fuck it. Let's ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
Like,
yeah, and like I mean, it took me a long time to get to that point, but I feel like when I finally got there, I feel like we talked about it. Like once I finally got there, I was just like, oh, so I did all that for nothing. Okay.
It's grown. It's growing.
You gotta be a little drama.
You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Yes. Un poquito. Just gotta keep a little bit.
I'm not gonna sit here, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh yeah, like there's still plenty of things that I feel like Matt probably wish I would like get out of my head about, especially like with the whole me not working thing. I'm constantly like, ooh, how am I spending money, this, that, and the third. He literally told me the other day, like, you need to chill. Like, if you were doing too much, I would dead ass tell you, like, yeah, I saw them charges. What you doing? Like, you need to chill. So, but it's like, I'm not that type of person. And he's also not like clocking me. But in my mind, it's like, oh yeah, wait.
You feel clocked.
Sure. Yes, even though he's not clocking me. He's never, not once said anything like, yeah, why the fuck you went to Dunkin' Donuts 3 days in a row? He never said that. Like,
I'm like, well, I'm trying to get my 12 drinks so I can get boosted points. Duh.
For real. Somebody gotta go. How be on Mondays. Shit, today I got me my Dunkin' and a free donut.
Me too. Mm-hmm. Even though I didn't eat it. I didn't eat it. I was in the doctor's for an hour and 15 minutes. Oh, Harper, it's currently she took the donut, so snooze you lose.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
yeah, I be having to.
It's not easy to be in a partnership, because at the end of the day, being in a marriage, you are really saying we are coming together as one. And yes, where you are an individual, in some instances, you are not an individual. And
it's hard. It's hard being an independent woman who is dependent on somebody else.
Literally. I'm an independent dependent.
Yes, I am the independent dependent. Like, but it's like, I feel like it just becomes a lot easier, honestly. It really become a lot easier. Now, there's certain things I'm not finna budge on. And when it comes to decor, I will not be budging.
Oh, yeah. Like, why are you talking about decor? Like, why do you care?
I'm like, didn't we decide when we bought this house that just trust what I say and like, just shut up? Get out the way. I don't.
You decorate your man's side, and I do everything else. You get
and even that, I'd be like, no, because the couch that he has now,
I like that couch.
Thank you. Me too. Oh. The couches he was sending me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I don't care. First, when his office was in the back, I was just like, well, the compromise was you can get the couch. Because at first, when his office was in the back, I'm like, this room is too fucking small. He's like, no, I need a couch.
Why do you need a couch?
You don't need a couch in this little ass room. The room too goddamn small. Now you're going to make me feel claustrophobic and I'm not coming in here.
Well, now what you need to come in there for? It's his room anyway. Because I can't wait till I get my glam room back. Nigga, don't even step foot in here.
But that's the difference between men and women. We want separation. They don't. Yeah. He literally said to me, well, why don't you just work downstairs? Because then I could be on the game and be talking to you and you could be doing your work. I said, so you just want my company. He does not care. He does not want to be separate. He just wants my company 24/7. He want to have his headphones on, not listen to shit I'm saying, but just me to be in the room.
No, when it comes to certain things, I want to be separate. I want to go in that room and close the door, sit there and do my makeup for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and vibe out. Now it's very ghetto when I'm getting ready. I have the kid in the background talking about, I do your makeup, mommy, and singing songs, playing in my palettes. He's sitting on the couch minding his business. And I'm just like, can someone just lock me in a room? I need a room. So yeah, I can't wait to get my room back and lock myself in that hole.
Listen, and more power to you. I want you to have that. But men, when Matt gets his own space, he don't care. He wants you to be in his space. They don't come to yours, but theirs, just know.
Yeah. I can see.
You see how he does? He just comes to my office and just stands at the door. I just be like, yes.
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Nothing. I didn't want nothing. I just like, okay, well.
So why are you here?
I was just like, all right, child, whichever.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that home decor. And because we have two opposite styles, really. That's what.
What's his style?
He likes some farmhouse shit. And I'd be like, absolutely not. I don't like
the rustic king.
Child, if we could have barn doors everywhere, put a barn door. I'd be like, Lord, no.
I like a barn door.
I hate it. I'm like, absolutely not.
Especially if it's black or a nice dark, like, espresso type color.
Mm-hmm. I don't. But then I'd be having to like explain the vision, and I just like,
that's why he need a Pinterest.
I be pulling up shit. I'm like, okay, you see what this look like? This what we doing? You see this? This is. And he be like, oh, okay, yeah, like, yeah. Move over here, big dog. I got this. When the other shit, you take care of that. But this right here, no.
Yeah.
There won't be no farmhouse shit up in here. The only farmhouse thing that we have in our house is our dining room table. And I didn't want that table.
I like that table.
Excellent.
Well, fuck you too.
I don't hate it. I'm used to it now. But initially, it was right before the holidays. And they didn't have much in stock at all. That wasn't going to take. I'm talking about like 6 to 8 weeks for a dining room table. I'm like, ain't no way. So that particular one, they had it where we could get it delivered within a week. And I was just like, well, we have people coming here for the holidays and we don't have anywhere for anyone to sit. So I had to literally compromise and just like, fuck it. Just buy the goddamn table.
Yeah.
Bring me the table. And that was it. Not my favorite, but I deal with it.
Yeah. It's okay. You have everything else.
Yeah, I'm like very minor. Hey, but I'm done being fucking accountable.
And they say we can't be accountable for nothing. We don't take accountability.
And I did. And do.
Yeah, so sir, Mr. Johnson, if you listen to this is her accountability, and don't bring that shit up again.
I need my credit. Take this accountability moment.
Let me not
and make it last 6 months.
His African American household. You could do what you want, young king.
Make this accountability last 6 months. Don't ask for no more. You have 6 full months to renew the accountability subscription. No, we're done. You've used it. This is it.
No. And also, in a different conversation, I would like to talk about my lack of ability to apologize. And I'm not.
You got that too?
Happy about it. Well, here's the thing, right? Well, let's just get into it real quick. This is a little bit longer of an episode.
No, we're gonna have to save this for a whole another episode because I already know that this is some shit. Because that apology, I'm like, what is that? Like, I just want to throw up. What is that? Doing that shit? Excuse me? You say sorry to me because you say sorry to me for making me mad. Like,
But even that, I don't even want you to say sorry to me because I know you meant that fucking shit. I'm the type of person in an argument, I don't say things I don't mean. So if I said that shit, I meant that shit. That's why a lot of times I just shut down and don't say anything because
I
I
know I'm gonna
know
say some mean shit.
and I don't want to have to take it back. So I'm just going to say okay and dismiss the conversation because I don't want to have to apologize for saying some shit that I should have never had said. That's very toxic. I know. I'm working on me.
Oh God. Well, now I have to look. Okay, fine. A combo pack of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Combo accountability. I guess y'all gonna get it because we two besties that bitch. Sorry. The fuck? I don't know
My
what that
bad.
word means. I don't know.
My
I
bad.
guess. I'm gonna be. You hungry?
No, for real. Hit me with the you hungry. What you want to eat?
Really
Just give me a
fucking
little booty rub or something. Like, I'll be all
right.
right.
We cool now.
I don't
That's
even
that's all
I don't even
right.
want your
We good.
sorry. Yeah. Fuck the sorry. Cause you a sorry ass nigga. It's like, no.
What's wrong with
Yeah, you
you?
sorry.
Oh my gosh. But outside of us not saying sorry, we've been doing this shit for a whole year. We've been doing this for a whole year. And I would like to just say that I'm proud of us because staying consistent at something for a whole 365 days is a lot.
Hard.
It's hard, especially because having all of these different things going on, everybody's in different places. It just be a lot of shit going on. But I feel like we've done a really good job of just being like, you know what? Despite everything else, we have to do this. We are committed to doing it. So let's just do it and be consistent. And I can't wait to get to year 2. Like,
Absolutely.
if we could do this in 1 year, it's like I feel like year 1 is about proving consistency. And then the other years, it's like, okay, now let's really work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I even
So
think
happy
with
1 year
that, it's
to
like,
us.
and
I feel like we deserve a milkshake at Chick-fil-A.
oh, yeah. As you drink iced coffee, what type of fat ass shit is that?
Listen, it's the holiday season. This is the appropriate time for big bag behavior. Now, if it
You
was
right.
January, I'd be like, okay, you got me there. You got me there. But in
Listen,
November to December, don't ask, don't tell. Don't listen.
honestly,
I'm
I
going to
hope
go
the
white in
next
my
10,
back with a milkshake.
I hope the next 10 months for me is big back behavior because I just need to, and normally in the Black community, you're not supposed to speak about like wanting to have a baby because people might like prey on your uterus or some weird shit. But I am a child of God, and what God has for me is for me. So I'm just gonna leave that there. I feel like my next pregnancy, I want to be a big back because the last one, I only
You were
gained what,
small.
20 pounds. I was small as shit. I could barely eat anything. I had acid reflux, all these things. I want my next pregnancy to just allow me to eat all the fucked up ass shit that these pregnant people be eating that I didn't get a chance to experience. So yeah,
Okay.
I had to get that off my chest.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
And
And I want the big back behavior for you. Save me some.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm like, well, I want to eat that. I love a fucking snack, so
Yeah.
I want that for you. But what the hell are you gonna eat? You don't snack anyway.
Yeah, I do.
What do you
I've
snack
eaten
on?
chips, popcorn, chips, ice cream, cookies, fruit.
Not fruit, bitch. Fruit is not gonna get you to the big back stage. Cut that out.
Okay.
So that's not an option.
Okay, never mind.
You're already going in the wrong direction.
Okay, never mind. Take that off. Take it out. Take it out.
But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in for an entire year of the chaos. I don't feel like we've had as much controversial shit, but chaotic, we got that shit covered.
The chaos has been chaotic, but controversial, I don't know. And I think that brings me back to my final thoughts. I want you guys to let us know if there are any controversial topics or things, taboo things you want us to talk about, or things that we might have kind of like brushed past a little bit. Because I think we're a lot more comfortable now in this thing. So if there are things and conversations you want us to revisit that you felt like we kind of just skated across, let us know. I think we are ready for the actual smoke. So yeah,
Yes.
I'll leave that there.
Am I? I am. Because if you won't throw it at me, I can handle it. It's all right. Okay. Yep. So thank you guys for tuning into episode 43. 43.
Yes, ma'am.
4-3. I can't. My finger looks weird. But yeah, so sorry. Thank you guys for tuning in. We gotta go. Bye.